If you were, just walking down the street and you saw a massive pile of cash sitting right there on the sidewalk, and we're talking billions of dollars here,
Yeah.
you wouldn't just step over it and keep walking.
No, of course not. You'd at least stop to see what was going on.
Right. You'd figure out who it belonged to. But when it comes to military real estate, that is basically exactly what's happening. People are stepping right over this mountain of money that they actually earned.
It's a staggering phenomenon, honestly. We're looking at this massive volume of financial resources that are specifically designed to build long-term wealth for military families,
Yeah.
but they are essentially invisible to the very people who need them the most.
Mm.
And the reasons why are, well, they're incredibly complex.
They really are. And that is exactly the mystery we are unpacking today. So welcome to episode 8 of MilSpouses Moving Houses, presented by MustWants.
Yes, and we should definitely mention right up front, MustWants.com just went through this really exciting, massive rebuild of their whole platform.
Oh, it's so good. The new tools are incredible.
They really are.
So for our discussion today, we are pulling from 2 really vital sources. First, we've got the comprehensive Military Family Guide to VA loans and PCS moves from the team over at MustWants.
And second, we have this really fascinating and honestly pretty startling recent article from military.com by Kevin Demas.
Right. Damascus reporting just completely reframes how we need to think about military home buying.
Exactly. It takes the whole conversation out of the theoretical space and grounds it in some very hard, very intimidating data.
It really does. But before we get into that data, I just want to say a huge thank you to you for tuning in to this exploration. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And if you're enjoying the show, please drop a review on Spotify, YouTube, or whatever your favorite platform is. And definitely head over to mustwants.com to connect and create your free account.
It's totally worth it.
It is. So, our mission today. We are looking at why military families are missing out on billions in housing benefits and how using the right tools can completely flip the script on a notoriously stressful PCS move.
Right. But to really understand the scale of what is being left on the table, we kind of have to start with a brief refresher on the mechanics.
Yeah, let's establish what we're actually talking about.
So according to the MustWants guide, the foundational tool here is the VA loan. Now, the biggest misconception is that the VA is directly lending you the money.
Which they aren't.
Right, they aren't. A private lender, like a bank or a mortgage company, is making the loan. The VA is just guaranteeing a portion of it, usually around 25%.
Okay, so it's essentially like having a really wealthy entity with, impeccable credit co-signing your loan for you.
That's exactly it.
Just promising the bank that if things go sideways, they'll cover the initial losses.
Yeah, and because the bank has that massive safety net, they can offer you incredible terms. The 2 biggest perks being 0% down payment requirements for most buyers and absolutely no private mortgage insurance or PMI.
Wait, let's pause on the PMI for a second.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people really underestimate what a financial bleed that is.
Oh, it's huge.
Because if you get a conventional loan and you put down less than 20%, the bank literally forces you to pay for insurance that protects them, not you.
Precisely. And PMI can easily cost, 0.5% to a full percent of your entire loan amount every single year. So on a $400,000 home, you could just be throwing away $3,000 or $4,000 annually.
Wow.
Money that doesn't go toward your principal, it doesn't build any equity, it just evaporates. The VA loan completely eliminates that.
Okay, let's unpack this with an analogy. Think of the VA loan like a high-performance vehicle.
Right.
It's this incredibly powerful benefit to have in the garage.
I love that.
But you still need the keys,
Right.
right? Which would be your certificate of eligibility, or COE.
Mm-hmm.
And you need a driver's license, which is your lender approval, to actually take it off the lot.
That is a great way to put it. Because you still have to qualify based on credit score, debt-to-income ratio, all of that. Plus, you have to navigate the VA funding fee.
Right. And then you layer all of that on top of a PCS.
Oh, exactly, which is just a uniquely chaotic environment. You're balancing your basic allowance for housing, the BAH, trying to map out commute times to the new base.
All while trying to make these massive financial choices on an incredibly tight, stressful timeline.
Right. Which brings us to the actual mystery here. If this vehicle is so high performance, why are so many military families choosing to just walk?
This is the part from the military.com piece that honestly stopped me in my tracks.
Right. Yeah.
There is currently $28 billion in untapped VA home loan benefits.
It's just staggering. The data shows that over 58,000 loans go totally unused every single year.
58,000.
Yeah, and the overall market share for VA loans has just plummeted. It's hovering around only 8% right now.
Okay, I have to push back a little here. Why?
What?
I mean, are people basically throwing away a massive financial advantage just to look slightly better on paper to a seller?
Mm-hmm.
Is the broader real estate market actively punishing military buyers, or are we like self-sabotaging out of fear?
Well, it's a mix. And Eric Bernstein, who is the president of Friend Mortgage and was interviewed for the article, he really unpacks this.
What does he say?
He points out that during the peak of that frantic pandemic housing market, sellers had all the leverage. So they heavily favored buyers who would just waive everything, waive appraisal protections, waive contingencies.
All right.
And since the VA loan has strict protections built in that you physically cannot waive, a lot of veterans felt forced into conventional loans just to compete. They sacrificed their 0% down benefit just to appease frantic sellers.
But that market is over now. So the fear we're seeing now has to be lingering from something else.
It is. It's heavily rooted in these persistent, outdated myths about the VA process itself.
The appraisal stigma.
Exactly. There's this completely false idea that VA appraisers will just arbitrarily kill deals. People think they'll flag a house over, like, a wobbly handrail.
Yeah, right. But here's where it gets really interesting. Avoiding a 0% down mortgage because you think an appraiser might be slightly picky is like, well, it's like refusing a full-ride college scholarship just because you heard the financial aid paperwork is annoying.
Yes, that is exactly what it's like. Because in reality, VA appraisers are just checking for minimum safety and sanitation standards. They just want to make sure the house is structurally sound and habitable.
And what about the jumbo loan thing? That's another big myth, right?
Huge myth. People think there are hard caps on how much you can borrow, but there aren't. Veterans absolutely can buy high balance or luxury homes with a VA loan.
Wait, really? No hard cap?
None. But because these myths stick around, skipping the VA loan just means losing out on tremendous long-term wealth creation and liquidity. I mean, a properly structured VA loan moves just as efficiently as conventional financing.
Okay, so if the benefits are this massive, but the whole process is bogged down by seller stigmas and these insane PCS deadlines, how do military families actually succeed?
Well, this is where the MustWants article provides some really incredible solutions.
Yes, let's talk about those tools.
Because MustWants acts as this really vital, trusted layer of organization. They have features like side-by-side rent versus buy comparisons, which is so crucial for military families who might only be at a duty station for 2 or 3 years.
Right, because you need to know if buying actually makes mathematical sense for that short window.
Exactly. Plus, they have commute mapping and these great collaboration tools where spouses can share and organize notes right in the platform.
Which is a lifesaver when one spouse is, deployed or in another state.
Absolutely. But the biggest advantage they highlight, and this is so critical, is finding a vetted real estate professional right there on MustWants.
Yes, because it sounds like your real estate agent isn't just there to unlock front doors for you.
Not at all.
They need to be like your PR agent to the seller.
Yeah.
Explaining exactly why your VA-backed offer is actually the strongest one on the table.
That is precisely it. A vetted, specialized agent will proactively call the listing agent. They educate them on VA financing, and they completely neutralize all that stigma before the offer is even reviewed.
Oh, wow. So they're heading off the anxiety before the seller even has a chance to panic.
Exactly. It transforms the VA loan from being seen as this weird niche program into a highly competitive advantage.
That makes so much sense.
And they also echo the advice to get 3 to 4 quotes from lenders. You need a team that specializes in military relocations to bridge that gap between a frantic PCS timeline and actual long-term financial stability.
Well, that leaves us with a pretty provocative final thought for everyone listening today.
Yeah.
If 58,000 VA loans are left on the table every single year, just imagine how the housing market surrounding military bases would transform if every eligible family actually flexed that financial muscle.
Oh, it'd be a total paradigm shift.
Right. Like, could military buyers collectively dictate the terms of local real estate instead of always being at the mercy of it?
It's definitely something to think about.
It really is. Well, we want to recap our sources today. The incredibly helpful MustWants Guide to VA Loans and the Military.com report by Kevin Damask on those untapped benefits.
2 really eye-opening reads.
Absolutely. And thank you sincerely to you for tuning in to our discussion today.
Yes, thank you so much.
We invite you one more time to visit MustWants.com. Go connect, Create your free account, access all those great data maps and PCS checklists, and just start your next moving journey with total confidence.
Don't leave your benefits behind.
Exactly.